see. Yeah. We'll go ahead and get started. I got a new book that I'm kind of into, I'm excited about. It's just nice to have like new material. And this one's just all about like kind of incorporating yoga into your life off of the mat. So I'm probably going to be reading from it a fair amount as I read it. But there was a quote in here today that I really liked. And it's talking about going with the flow of life. And I think, okay, so I'm going to read the quote and then I'm going to tell you guys what I think about it. And you guys can tell me what you think about it. In fact, I hope you will. So at a Native American gathering in Arizona for the 1999 summer solstice, a Hopi elder said, "There is a river flowing now very fast. It is so great and swift that there are those who will be afraid. They will try to hold on to the shore. They will feel they are being torn apart and suffer greatly. Know that the river has its destination. The elders say we must push off into the middle of the river, keep our eyes open and our heads above water. See who is in there with you and celebrate. At this time in history, we are to take nothing personally, least of all ourselves. For the moment we do that, our spiritual growth comes to a halt, and the time of the lone wolf is over. Gather yourselves, banish the word struggle from your attitude and vocabulary. All that we do now must be done in a sacred way and in celebration. We are the ones we've been waiting for." So why I loved that is it was kind of like, get over yourself, get over this attitude that you are in a struggle or that things are happening to you, and go be in it. But look around and see who's with you and celebrate. I also loved the thought that he said the moment you take things personally, your spiritual growth halts. And like something immediately came to mind, something I took personally, that I was like, oh, I'm gonna make this about me. And obviously that was like my brain telling me this wasn't about you. So that was just so good. So that's that. Any other thoughts?
That's what I read at the end of my Reiki classes.
Oh yeah?
And to me, it's like when we're holding on to the shore, that's like holding on to the scarcity and the fear of the world. And not very many people are willing to push off into that unknown place. But when you're there, like look around and see who's there with you, which is the people at these things, and that's your community, and support each other as you're in this unknown.
Wow.
I love that. It's one of my favorites.
That's crazy. You read that.
And I've been thinking of teaching Reiki again.
Yeah.
And so maybe
You
this
should.
is like a sign.
Yeah.
So no, I love that one. It's beautiful.
That's very
I always
cool.
get emotional when I hear it.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. It's very cool. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started in our practice. Please, if you guys have any other thoughts that come to mind as we're practicing today, I really hope you'll feel free to jump in and speak them. I get tired of the sound of my voice up here, so I love it when other people speak. We're gonna start sitting up nice and tall. You're welcome to sit on a block. We're gonna do a breath practice, so we'll be here for a couple minutes. Let's first kind of come into the space. Just notice where we are. Notice what you see, what you hear, what you feel. Parts of your body that are touching the earth. The feeling of the wind tickling your skin. The sun. Once you feel present in your environment, check in with your internal world. Notice what you feel. There is no good or bad, it just is. Notice how your mind feels. Is it busy? Is it quiet? There's no right or wrong. It just is. What is. What will be, will be. And then taking all of this into account, if you'd like to set an intention for your practice, you're welcome to do so. Let's begin to deepen the breath. Pull the breath down into the belly. Notice how it feels to push the breath deep into the lungs such that your belly pushes out. Notice how it feels to expand the lungs so much that it pushes the ribs out. Filling up those lungs completely. Hi, welcome. There's room in the shade. You can move the cards if you need it. That breath is like a wave that carries us. We always come back to the breath. It's as consistent as your heart beating. It's been happening since the moment you became your own person on this earth. So for our breath practice today, we're going to do alternate nostril breathing. So we'll begin by bringing our right hand with the peace fingers together, resting on the space between our eyebrows. That's the pineal gland. We're going to push, sort of lightly push on that place right there. And then we'll be using the thumb and the ring finger to alternately close the right and left nostril. So we'll begin by closing off the right nostril with the thumb. We're going to breathe in completely. Take a little pause at the top, and then we'll switch, closing off the left nostril with the ring finger and opening the right nostril with the thumb and exhaling all that breath out through the right nostril. Then stay here for your inhale, breathing all that air in through the right nostril. Pause at the top. We'll switch, covering the right with the thumb, opening the left, and exhale all your breath out your left nostril. Stay on your left side for the inhale. Good. And then we'll switch. Open the right. Exhale all that air out. Good. Stay there for your inhale. Fill the lung completely up and then switch. Exhale all that air out the left. We're going to continue on in this pattern for another couple minutes at your own pace. If you get mixed up, don't worry about it. We just kind of come back to the pattern of switching on the exhale. So we only switch fingers on the exhale breath. So we stay for the inhale, we switch on the exhale. Go ahead and finish the round that you're on completely with an exhale. And then you can drop the hand and allow the breath to return to a natural pace. So notice what's changed or shifted inside your body, your face, your forehead, your sinuses, even within your body, like your diaphragm, your lungs, your back. I love alternate nostril breathing. I always go on and on about it when we do it in class because there's so many benefits studied, documented, benefits to an alternate nostril breathing. Probably what I love the most about it is the way it regulates my body so quickly. It's just like
I didn't get that.
Okay.
Could you try again?
Sorry. I did say anyone could speak up. It's also good for allergies, regulation, all those things. All right, let's start with some neck rolls. Let's drop chin to chest. Roll right ear to right shoulder. Drop that left shoulder. Option to extend the arm, flex the wrist. Beautiful. Let's drop that arm. We'll roll back to center and continue on. Left ear to left shoulder. Drop the right shoulder. Option to extend the right arm. Flex the right wrist. Hand back towards you. Awesome. And we'll drop that hand. We'll roll left to right. Option to roll back. Just be nice and gentle as you're rolling back. We don't have as many muscles supporting our head when we roll our neck to the back. Awesome. Let's take some inhales as we bring our shoulders up to ears. So inhale, roll the shoulders up. Exhale, send them back and down as we breathe out. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, roll them back and down. One more, inhale up. Exhale, roll them back and down. We're gonna get all the arms involved. So inhale, bring arms up. All the way, reach for the sky. Exhale, we'll cactus them open and roll them down. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring them back and open. Like someone's got a hold of your elbows, they're pulling them back. Shoulder blades come together. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, roll them back and open. Good. Let's go ahead and extend the arms straight out. Just different sort of sensation. Someone's got your wrists, they're pulling them back behind you. Beautiful. Awesome. We're gonna bring the arms forward, cross them. Let's go right under left. We're gonna do eagle arms. So we'll cross at the elbows and then cross again if you can. If not, don't worry about it. Bring those elbows up high under the chin. Roll the shoulders together, kind of like someone's got those elbows now in front and they're sort of pulling those elbows forward towards me. Good. And we want to just create a really nice stretch right in front, or right between the shoulder blades. Breathe into that space between the shoulder blades. Good. And let's untwist, open up wide. Once again, opening the chest completely. And we'll bring them back together this time, left under right. Twist again. Bring those elbows up nice and high. Good. Roll the shoulders together. Breathe into the space between the shoulder blades. Awesome. Let's untwist. Arms go nice and wide. Last time. And we'll set them down on the mat. Let's inhale, arms up. Exhale, we're going to drop the right hand to the right side and reach to the right. Good. And let's come back to center. Inhale. And we'll drop to the left. And back to center. And reach to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Awesome. Let's add a twist in here. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach behind you. Hi, Margot. And look behind you. Gentle in the twist. We're going to stay here for an inhale and an exhale. And let's come back to center. Inhale. Elongate the spine. And then we'll twist to the left. Gazing behind. Stay here for your inhale and exhale. Awesome. And we'll come back together. Inhale, center. This time flow a little quicker. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. And exhale, left. Beautiful. And come back to center. Like trying to make sure we got all the directions. Let's come forward onto tabletop. If you got a block, let's go ahead and set it aside for now. If you have sensitive knees, feel free to double your mat while we're in tabletop or on the knees. This is just like a really hard cement surface, so definitely want a good cushioning. I also have a couple blankets up here. They're for you guys, so definitely feel free to grab a blanket if you'd like it. Let's do some cat-cows. Let's take an inhale, drop our belly, looking straight ahead. Exhale, round the spine, round through the shoulder blades, drop that head completely. Exhale all the air out. Inhale. Big, yummy cow. Exhale, drop the head. Exhale all that air out. Cat. Good. Moving at your own pace with the breath. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. As your spine should be feeling nice and loose, go ahead and speed up your cat-cow. Moving with your breath. Good. Let's add some barrel rolls in there. So barrel roll is just sort of taking that belly button or the tummy and rolling it in a circle. So I like to start moving to the right, and then I come up, arching in the middle, and then move to the left and down. If that barrel roll or circular movement feels good to you, that visualization, you can use it. If it doesn't, you don't have to use it. Maybe just do some organic side body movement, whatever feels natural to you. Awesome. All right, we're going to lift the right hand, left leg. Float those above. Beautiful. Find your balance there. We're going to inhale and lift an inch higher. Exhale, we'll touch underneath. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. Good. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. Inhale, lift. Last one. Exhale, touch. Good. Let's place them down on the mat. We'll switch sides. Left hand lifts, right leg lifts. Find balance. Take an inhale, lift an inch higher. Exhale, or take an inhale here, and then we'll exhale, touch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. And one more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, touch. Good. Let's come back to tabletop. We're going to lift the left knee. Lift the left leg. Let it float behind. Good. We're going to bring the knee to the left side, perpendicular to the body. Good. And send it back. Straight. Good. This time we're going to bring it to the left elbow, towards the left elbow. If it doesn't touch, don't worry about it. Perfect. Now send it straight back. Now we're going to send it sort of across the body to the right elbow. and send it back. Awesome. We'll do all three one more time. Out to the side and back. To the left elbow and back. And to the right elbow and back. And set it down. Whew. All right, let's float the right leg. Send that knee out to the side and then straight back. Good. Send it into the right elbow and back. Towards the left elbow and back. And one more set. Side, back, right elbow, back, and left elbow, back. All right, and we'll set it down. Whew, my butt is already burning a little bit. Sorry about that. Actually, I'm not sorry. You're welcome. Okay, let's tuck the toes and push into the heels with your butt. So we're gonna kind of create a foot stretch. Like we're sitting back into child's pose, but we got our toes tucked. Little foot stretch there. Awesome. Okay, let's release the toes and come into child's pose all the way. Reaching hands forward, head rests on the mat or on a block. Let's take 3 big breaths right here. Awesome. After your 3rd deep breath, we'll come back up to tabletop. Beautiful. Let's tuck the toes and push up to downward dog. Pedal out the feet. Good. Roll those shoulders down along the back, biceps open away from the ears. Good. Feel that stretch in the hamstrings. Push those hips towards the sky. Good. Notice what the world looks like upside down. Beautiful. Let's look forward and step the feet up to meet the hands, staying in a forward fold for a moment. Good. Let's put an exaggerated bend in the knees. Tummy and thighs come together. We'll use our peace fingers to grab our big toes. And then we'll slowly straighten the legs as far as they straighten to create a good stretch in the hamstrings. The goal is not necessarily to lock out the knees. The goal is to create a really great stretch in the hamstring. Tummy and thighs stay zipped together. Awesome, let's release the big toes. Let's take a half lift right here. Inhale as the crown of the head comes towards the north. Exhale, going into forward fold. Inhale, a little bend in the knees. Let's rise all the way up, extended mountain. And we'll bring hands to heart center. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, let's go through Sun A and then we'll flow through a few more things. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come to the mat, step back to downward dog for just a moment and then come into plank. Okay, always option to bring knees to the mat as we lower down to chaturanga. And then bring the tummy all the way to the mat. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, push back to downward dog. Stay here for 3 big breaths. After that 3rd breath, look forward. Step those feet forward. Take an inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And bring it down to heart center. Good. Inhale, arms up. Moving with your breath. Exhale, forward fold. staying at your pace. Inhale, step back to downward dog, and then to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, push back to downward dog. 2 big breaths, moving with your breath at your pace. When you finish your 2 big breaths, we'll step forward, coming back into forward fold. Take an inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Continue moving with your breath. Step back to downward dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, push back to downward dog. 1 big breath. Step forward. Take a half lift. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back to downward dog. Good. From downward dog, we'll go into plank. And then we'll roll to one side, coming into side plank. So we have options in side plank. We can always bring a knee down for support. So depending on how you're feeling today, it might feel really good to have a knee down for support. Take a couple breaths here. Awesome. And let's come back to plank, both hands down. Beautiful. And we'll roll to the other side. Beautiful. Let's come back to plank. All right, we're rolling back to the first side for just a moment. Good. We're gonna bring the knee to the earth. Everybody bring that lower knee down. Good. We'll step the top leg forward, coming into a low lunge. Beautiful. It's kind of a new transition I just learned. I thought I would try it out. Okay, we've got low lunge. Let's bring the hips forward. Be mindful of the knee, that it doesn't go too far over the ankle. But rather than keeping hips sort of over this back knee, if we bring them forward, we get a nice stretch here in the hip flexors and the glutes. Awesome. Okay, let's bring the right hand inside the left foot. Go for a twist. Peel that left hand up and open. Gaze is up at that hand, floating in the sky. Beautiful. And let's bring it down. Set it inside the left foot. Heel toe that left foot outside of the mat to the outside edge. And then allow that foot to fall open. Going for an inner thigh adductor stretch. Listen to your body here. Everyone's body's gonna look a little different in this pose. Everybody's anatomy is a little different. So we want you listening to your body. Looks great. Let's bring that knee back in, heel toe it back to center. Beautiful. And let's go ahead and set the hips back, coming into half split. Good. Your back toes on this right leg can be tucked, or they can be flat against the earth. That's a great use of the block. Nicole, thank you, Nicole. So good support here. Setting back the hips on a block. Just take some of the pressure off. Sometimes sometimes I feel just fine in a pose. I don't feel like I need extra support. And then there are days when I just do. Sometimes I wonder if my joints are a little more loose because I'm a woman and my hormones change every day. So always meeting yourself right where you're at is is good stuff. Hi.
Hello.
It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks.
All right, let's go ahead and move forward back into our low lunge. Awesome. We'll pick up the back knee. Good. Coming up into a high lunge. Back foot is elevated up off the mat. Arms are high. Beautiful. We're going to twist against or towards our bent knee. So I like to bring my hands to the ribs, twist towards the bent knee, towards the west. Good. If you're feeling nice and stable here, you can open hands up, or they can stay on your ribs. Arms are accessories. Beautiful. Let's come back to our high lunge. Awesome. Drop the back heel, and we'll open up to warrior two, looking east. Awesome. Let's go reverse. Flip that front hand and rotate the shoulders back. Switch your legs. Perfect. Then you'll be all right with us. Okay, and come back to warrior two. And let's go to warrior one. Beautiful. We're going to go to warrior three, where we balance on one leg. So let's bring the hands to heart center. The way we get that I'm going to challenge you to get there is to push off this back leg. So we'll push off. If your toe touches for a little bit of extra support, that's totally fine. Hips are pointed towards the earth. Good. We want to kind of be balanced on the one leg. Awesome. And then we'll slowly come to a standing position. Beautiful. Okay, let's shake it out. Good job. I'm gonna grab a quick drink and then we'll do the other side. How's everybody feeling? Hot? The breeze is nice. I'm really glad we have a breeze.
I didn't think it was going to be this hot at 9 in the morning.
I know. Yeah. We'll see what it says for next week. We may have to come at 8. All right. We're going to go through that same flow on the other side. So let's take an inhale, arms up. Stretch the spine, and then we'll take a forward fold. Beautiful. We'll step back to downward dog. Coming into plank. Good. We're going to roll to the other side. Let's see. How can I, oh, what? You're right. Thank you. Good job, honey. Let's go ahead and drop the lower knee. Good. And then we'll step that top leg forward, coming into a low lunge. So you should have your right leg forward, left leg back. Perfect. Okay, and just sort of feel into that. Bring the hips forward so you get a nice stretch in the hip flexors, inner thighs. Awesome. Let's bring the left hand inside the right foot. We'll peel up and open for a twist. Gaze is on the hand, or wherever you want to look. Awesome, let's bring it back down. Set that right hand inside the right foot. Heel toe the right foot out to the edge of the mat. Coming into lizard, we'll allow that knee to sort of drop open. Feeling a stretch on the right adductor muscles, inner thigh. And let's bring that knee back in, heel toe it back to center. Awesome, and then we'll sit back into half split. Welcome to use the block to support that elevated hip. So we want to feel a stretch in this right hamstring. If you're not feeling a stretch, bring the tummy closer to the thigh. Should feel that activate. come back forward, low lunge. We'll tuck the toes. Bring the knee up off the ground, coming into an elevated high lunge. Good, arms up. And then bring hands to the ribs. We'll twist towards the east, towards that bent knee. Good. And option to extend the arms. Like. Beautiful. And we'll come back to center. Let's go ahead and drop the heel. Warrior one. And then warrior two. We'll flip the front hand, we'll reverse. Nice. And come back to warrior two. Warrior one. And then we'll head into warrior three. I encourage you to try kicking or pushing off that back leg. You need a little bit of support, like my toe is touching down partway there. It's not as balanced today, and I'm good with that. Good. You guys look awesome. And then we'll slowly come to a standing position. Feet meet. Good, shake out the legs. Awesome. All right, one more pose before we hit. No, we're just gonna go down to the floor. Let's go, we're gonna do pigeon. We're gonna get there from downward dog. So we'll take an inhale, arms up, elongate that spine one last time, and then a forward fold. Hands find the mat. We'll step back to downward dog. Let's float the right leg in the sky. Three-legged dog. Maybe bend the knee, stretch out that quad. And then we'll bring the knee forward, placing it between the hands on the mat. Good, coming into pigeon. Awesome. Notice how it feels with your chest elevated. You might like this. This is the happy place. There's also the option to come down a little bit lower, coming to elbows, maybe resting the forehead on a block. Do what feels good for you. Breathe oxygen into the hips, the low back, the glutes, the tight places. It's good. Just stay right here. Let's go ahead and bring our hands under the shoulders and come back. Bring the chest elevated. Good. I'm gonna do a couple other poses before we get to the other side. Let's go ahead and rest on this right hip. Bring the left leg out to the side. Good. I'm gonna just reach up and over. So get a good side body stretch on the left. Try to keep the heart sort of open to the sky. Get some good low back muscles. Nice. Okay, we'll come back up. We're gonna bring this left leg on top of the right. And if it's sort of like a crisscross applesauce situation, that's great. We're going for cow face pose. So in this pose, knees are meant to stack. If they stack, great. If they don't, doesn't matter. Bring the arms wide. Good. We will turn the right thumb down. So one's up, one's down. We'll bend the elbows. Good. And arms reach for each other in back. I encourage you to try to keep the spine nice and long and straight, which requires some strength in the core. So we just went from a really yummy resting pose to now, this is not much of a resting pose. relaxing. Helps us to kind of squeeze out toxins. Let's take another big inhale and exhale right here. Release the arms. If you want to try this little yoga trick to switch sides, we'll bring the toes to the earth as best you can. Bring your hands to the right side. Bring the hips up as best you can, and then we'll walk the hands around the back, coming all the way along the left side, and then setting the hips down, and then we're on the other side of cow face pose. All right. Did it work?
That was so fun.
It's kind of cool.
That was different.
Okay, let's extend the hands out. This time we'll drop the right thumb or the left thumb. Bend the elbows. Good. Use the core to sort of keep everything open and straight. Breathing deep, squeezing the places that are crossed. Squeezing at the elbows. Squeezing the core, squeezing at the knees. One more big breath. Wonderful. Release the arms. Let's send this right leg out to the right side. Keep the left tucked in. Reach down the right leg. Left hand comes up and over. Okay, let's come back out of that one. We're gonna head into pigeon. So I'm gonna keep my left leg tucked right here. Send my right leg back. And then from here, I'm gonna sort of reposition everything. Lift that knee, get it right between the hands. Lift the right leg, make sure it's in a good spot. Sort of elongate that spine. And then we can come on down. Let's bring the hands under the shoulders. Lift that torso up. Good. Let's bring the right leg out to the side. Unfold that left leg to meet it. Good. Let's go ahead and roll down onto the mat. You can roll a few times if you like. Sort of stimulate the spine. And then come to a resting pose on the mat, on your back. Place the feet on the mat, knees bent. Good. Let's do bridge pose. So arms can rest on the mat, or when we lift the hips, you can clasp them under the hips, whatever you prefer. So let's go ahead and lift the hips, creating a straight line from the shoulder to the knee, using the core, the quads, the hamstrings, the glutes, the low back to lift. Keep breathing. On your next exhale, let's slowly lower the hips down one vertebrae at a time. nice and controlled. When the hips fully come in contact with the mat, we'll let them touch and then send them back up. Good. On your next exhale, let's do the same, lowering down one vertebrae at a time. When your hips come in contact fully, we'll send them up one last time. Things should be getting kind of fatigued. That's what we want. It's how we build muscle. This one is such a good one for the low back. If you do a lot of sitting for work or in your day-to-day activities, this one is really good to sort of counteract that and build strength in the low back and the glutes that get weak. All right, let's lower down one at a time. Nice and easy does it. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see, do y'all have blocks? I think you all do. Let's go ahead and grab the block and set it under the hips. So we'll lift the hips one last time. Place the block right where the sacrum is, which is at the very base of the spine. And then lift the legs to the sky, coming into waterfall or legs up the wall. The oldest recorded yoga pose. But when they practiced it 5,000 years ago, they recommended doing it for an hour a day. Allow your organs to feel the reverse of gravity. You can stay right here for a few breaths. If you'd like to go into shoulder stand, you're welcome to. It's not one I practice regularly, it's just hard on my neck. This is a good place for it if you like it. Good. All right, welcome to bring the feet down to the mat. Remove the block and take any final poses or stretches that you'd like to take before Shavasana. This is a good place for happy baby. Or, whatever your body's needing. Okay, as we are settling in for Shavasana, just a reminder, I have a couple blankets up here if you would like a blanket for under your knees, under your low back, or to cover your face. I'm happy to bring you a blanket. I'll stay seated up here at the front during Shavasana. I'll also keep my eyes open just so I can keep an eye on our space while you guys are doing a deep rest. The purpose of Shavasana is for you guys to be able to relax, let go, allow the energy that we've moved to sort of resettle in the places that your body is pulling it. So you have to do nothing. I'll talk you through a little bit of a meditation and then we'll sit in silence. I'm gonna play a little music. It just sort of helps to give the mind something to do. deep breath into the belly and sigh it out the mouth. Take notice of where you are. What do you hear? What do you see? What do you feel? What sensations are you feeling outside the body? The parts of you that are touching the earth, the wind Invite you to bring your awareness back into this space. Take a conscious breath in and out. Invite a little movement into your body. Maybe wiggle fingers and toes. Maybe stretch. If you'd like, roll to one side. Take the next 5 to 10 breaths to make your way to a seated position on your mat. This is a good time to come back to an intention that you may have set at the beginning of your practice. I encourage you to do so with generosity and love toward yourself, toward your body, with gratitude. Primarily for getting here. It's always a big challenge just to make it happen, especially if you have things at home, maybe people at home that don't want you to go, would always keep you there. But it's an act of love and self-care to make time for being on your mat, moving your body, relaxing the mind. Let's take an inhale, bring arms up. Pull in love and light in abundance, all that you need. Pull it down to your heart. Push your thumbs into your sternum. Breathe in gratitude. Breathe in love. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Really appreciate the energy you brought. It was a great practice. Close our practice with namaste.